दीन जानकी माता, राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा, सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा। तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे, जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे। अंत काल रघुबर पुर जाई, जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई। और देवता चित्तन धरई, हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई। संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा, जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा। जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई, कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई। जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई, छूटहि बंदी महासुख होई। जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा, होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा। तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा, कीजय नाथ हृदय महडेरा। पवन तनय संकट हरन, मंगल मूर्ति रूप। राम लखन सीता सहित, हृदय बसहु सुर भूप। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय।
सच्चिदानन्दं वासुदेवं व्रजप्रियं धर्मसंस्थापकं वीरं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा, भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा, भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार।
Jai Shri Krishna to all. I bow down in the lotus feet of Lord Shri Krishna and also pay my obeisances to Pujya Swami Govindev Giriji Maharaj. On behalf of Gita Pariwar, today I, Naisha Chawda from Bangalore, am here to welcome you today to this interpretation session. Today, respected senior trainer Shraddha Raodeo ji will lead us into the second part of the 8th chapter of Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā. Let us begin this enlightening session with the prayer. And so, Pardeep Malhotra ji from Himachal Pradesh will lead us into prayer. Bhaiya is a retired civil engineer who has been giving seva in our Pariwar as a co-trainer, tech, caller and an examiner. Jai Shri Krishna Bhaiya.
जय श्री वसुदेव सुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। जय श्री
Jai Shri Krishna. Thank you. A deep can fill our lives with moments of joy and bhakti which leads us to Lord Shri Krishna. I now call upon Pramila Deshmukh ji from Noida who will light the lamp. Didi gives seva as a trainer in levels 1 to 3. Jai Shri Krishna Didi.
निषिद्धैरप्येभिर्लुलितमकरन्दो मधुकरैः करैरिन्दोरन्तश्छुरित इव सम्भिन्नमुकुलः विधत्तां सिद्धिन्नो नयनसुभगामस्य सदसः प्रकीर्णः पुष्पाणां हरिचरणयोरञ्जलिरयम् शरदिन्दुनिभां शुभ्राम् शुभ्रवस्त्रैरलङ्कृताम् कलहंसकृतावासाम् वरदां शारदां नुमः।
Thank you so much, Didi. Before we begin with the Vivechan, I would like to request you all to share Vivechan sessions with your family and friends so that everyone can take the benefit of this divine knowledge. Moving on now towards the Vivechan. This Vivechan will be done by respectable Shraddha Didi. There is a lot to say about Didi's dedication towards serving Sri Bhagwan and the work she does for our Pariwar. Didi is a disciple of Swamiji Govindev Giriji Maharaj and a resident of Hyderabad. She has worked as a mobile application developer for 13 years and has been associated with Gita Pariwar online classes, that is OCC, directly as a trainer, and now gives seva as a senior trainer, examiner, Vivechak, as we have here today with us, and heads the class monitoring team. Jai Shri Krishna Didi, it's a pleasure to have you with us today. Please begin with the enlightening Vivechan.
Didi, you are not audible. No, Didi.
No, Didi, not yet.
Not audible, Didi. Not yet, Didi.
No, Didi, not yet.
Didi, your voice is not audible.
Yeah, I get it. Jai Shri Krishna.
Yes,
eh,
Didi, it's audible now.
Shri
Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna. Am I audible now? Better?
Yes, Didi, yes.
Okay. Thank you, Naisha Didi. Thank you, Pooja Didi. Thank you, everybody. Jai Shri Krishna and pranam to all of you. Let's begin by remembering Swamiji and Parampita Paramatma himself. Hari Om. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Krishnaya Vasudevaya, Haraye Paramatmane, Pranatah Kleshanashaya, Govindaya Namo Namaha. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshiniim Bhagavati Mashtadashaധ്യായിനീം Amba Tvamanusandadami Bhagavad-gīte Bhavatveshini. Om Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Shri Krishnaya Namaha. Hari Om. A very warm welcome to the session, each one of you. We are in the middle of a very beautiful journey through the 8th chapter, which is Akshara Brahma Yoga. It's a very beautiful chapter in itself. And just as we all know that Gita teaches us the art of living, it teaches us how to live our life beautifully. It teaches us how to conduct our actions in an efficient way such that we attain the final liberation. Similarly, this chapter is the one which makes us realize that this is not just the art of living, but also the art of leaving this world very gracefully. So, while we are going to go through this entire chapter, we have seen last time the important questions that Arjun had posted for us, and just to summarize everything about what Shri Krishna had explained Arjun in the last few shlokas, that the entire crux of living this life gracefully, the entire message is what is the crux of Bhagavad also, is Ante Narayana Smritihi. Ultimately, everybody is expected to read Bhagavad. Everybody is on this devotional path. Shukdev Ji Maharaj says that in the end, whatever beautiful way in which you live your life, at the last moment, you should be able to remember Sri Hare Narayan. So Ante Narayana Smriti, that is the crux or the gist of entire Bhagavad also. And Shri Krishna in his entire discourse that we had seen so far, where he says Ma Manusmara Yudhyacha and Antakale cha Mameva Smaran Muktva Kalevaran. We have seen all these shlokas last time. What ultimately he is saying, in the end, the one who, if you are remembering me, you will ultimately attain me. And in that, a little detail Sri Krishna Ji was giving to Arjun about in which form should we be remembering him? What are the different characteristics? We remember people in their different means. There's some person looks like this, like that. Some important properties. When you remember somebody, there is a distinct property about that person that we remember about. So Sri Krishna has very beautifully described his own nature. How is this Bhagavad Shakti? Kavim Purana Anushasitaram. We had seen from shlok number 9-10. He has beautifully described all these characteristics. He is the minuter than the minutest. But still the entire world is residing in him. All these things we had seen, and we were at a point where Sri Krishna was describing three different types, three categories who are at their last moment, where those who are trying to, when the pran is leaving this body, what are the different actions that are to be done by the yogis, which will help them attain the ultimate abode, the ultimate liberation. We had seen shlok number 11 also, where Sri Krishna had said, Yadaksharam Veda Vido Vadanti Vishanti Atyatayo Vitaragaha Yadichanto Brahmacharya Charanti Tatte Padam Sangrahena Pravakshye. Shri Krishna, basically, if you look at this chapter, this particular shloka, Yadaksharam Veda Vido Vadanti, the people who are studying the scriptures. This is one category, the people who are studying scriptures. While doing that, they are Vitaragaha also. They don't have any attachment towards what the worldly things. Vitaragaha. Yet they will attain me. Such people are how they are desirous of brahmacharya. Brahmacharya is celibacy, which is constant connection with the Brahma Tattva. We had seen all these. They will directly attain me. In the process of attaining me, how they will be, how their yoga mudra is sarvadvarani sanyamya manorhri nirudhya cha murdhnyadadhayatmanah prana masthito yoga dharanam. Till now, whatever details we have seen now are the answer of what the 7th question, Prayana Kali. At the end, what is happening? What Shri Krishna is saying, Sarvadvarani Sanyamya Mano Radhi Nirudhya. So what our body, we all know, those who have studied a little bit, done little abhyas of our scriptures, we know that this body, Deha, is a body of Navadvar, 9, as it's in Bhagavad also, this description comes about the body being a city of 9 openings and 9 doors. So All these doors we have to close. Why? Because these are the doors which take us away from us. For instance, eyes. Now we want to focus on ourselves. We want to focus on our Guruji. We want to focus on our Paramatma Tattva, which is very much within us. But what was happening? The eye is the door which is showing us the way outside. We see things around us, we get tempted. The ears are things which make us listen to different things. And we get tempted to listen. The tongue, the mouth, we speak about different things, we eat different things. It is a two-way. It is a two-way door. So it is also taking us away from our own aims. All the doors have to be closed. Sarvadvarani sanyamya mano hridhi niruddhya. Close all the doors. Have a complete control over all these doors. And mano hridhi niruddhya. This is a very beautiful thing. Where do you capture the mind? Shri Krishna says, lock your mind in your heart. Why? Because we have seen in other chapters also. Where is Riddeshir Janatishtati? Where is Shri Krishna residing? In your hriday, in your heart. So lock your mind in your heart itself, because that is where Shri Krishna is present. Lock your mind in your heart. Have a complete control over what? Over all the other all the other doors which are opening up to this world. And mudhyadhayatmanav pranam asthato yogadharanam. What do? We push the pran towards the head, towards the murdhya chakra, and from that we move one step ahead. While you're holding the pran over there, what Shri Krishna says, you have to utter the divine letter Om Ityekaksharam Brahma Vyaharan Mamanusmaran Yaf Prayatityajandeham Sayati Paramangatim. Om, it is not just a sound. It is not just one nad. It is much beyond that. It is one entire Upanishad called Mandukya Upanishad is dedicated on the description of Om. So this Om has not to be just uttered, but also Ma Manusmaram. So while you are uttering this Vyaharan, there are two things. One, he says Vyaharan. The second thing he says is Mam Anusmara. So utter the divine letter, divine word Om, and with that remember me, because Om is representative of what? Of Bhagavad Tattva itself. So it is a Bhagavad Tattva. So by your mouth we will utter what? Om. And in your mind, what will be the thought? Ma Manusmara. Keep the Bhagavad Bhakti, keep all your devotion in your mind. And in this state, when the pran is pushed out, yav prayatit tyajandeham sayati paramangatim. In this type of position, when somebody is leaving this body, when they start their journey for the heavenly abode, where will they reach? Sayati paramangatim. They will come to this paramgati. That is, they will come to me. Now, it is in this, we all know that Om is Ekakshara Brahma. Now, one thing I want to say about this letter Om also. It is Ekakshara Brahma. We omit Ekaksharam Brahma. We have seen, here itself, Shri Krishna says this. All the names of gods and all other mantras, they all converge into this one word, that is Om. Everything ultimately gets absorbed in Om. We have to know this lesson from our scriptures, that all mantras ultimately merge into the sound of Om. And after saying this, we push the pran. All this is being explained in this particular shlok. Now, Jnaneshwar Maharaj brings up a very important doubt. How is it possible? Sometimes at the end, when do we know that last moment will come? Death is unpredictable. When am I going to leave the body? It is unpredictable. Sometimes somebody is in hospital, somebody is in ICU, somebody is met with an accident. That could be anything. In that situation, how do we expect to sit in that yoga mudra and hold all your doors together? It is not possible. In that situation, what will be the situation? Krishna says a very beautiful thing here. what Naneshwar Mauri has expressed in words of Sri Krishna. He says, if throughout his life he has worshipped me wholeheartedly, then at the time of departure from this world, what will happen? It is not his duty to remember me. It is my duty to go and remind him. I will not send my doot, I will not send my people, I will not send my messengers that, oh, go remind him of me. No, I myself will manifest in what? In his heart, and make him make him remember me. I will be remembered by him, because I will ensure that I go in his heart, and he will remember me. So, but to attain that stage, what each one of us should do, we should always spend some time contemplating about our divine God. We should always contemplate. Now, it is not just by thought. We all are dehadharis. We have our set of responsibilities to do. So everybody cannot be doing all 24-hour puja. Everybody cannot be sannyasis. Everybody cannot be doing yoga all the time. Then what do we do? Karma yogena. We can do his worship by good deeds. Each of our action also we can worship Bhagwan Krishna by our good deeds. And by all this, we bring a good meaning to our life. See, ultimate motive of this human birth is what? It is devotion. For instance, this very beautiful example Swamiji gives when he's talking about different charitra. When he's explaining about Gulab Ram Maharaj, I distinctly remember Swamiji mentioning this, that if you go to a temple, now, we see that beautiful temple, especially in our South India, the different carvings on the temple are so beautiful. The gopurams, they are so nice, so beautiful, everything. When you go there, will you just keep looking at the beauty of the temple? First thing, what will you do? Pehle jaake darshan le lo. Because we don't know, at 4 o'clock the gate will close and there will be a problem. We will not get the darshan. First, you will do darshan. The rest of the beauty of the temple that you see is the bonus. Similarly, the main purpose of this human life is Bhagavad Prapti, that we have to attain this Shri Krishna, we have to attain this ultimate liberation and union with God. Other things that we get to enjoy the nature created by this Shri Krishna. We get to enjoy there is a lot of happiness around us. Whatever we get, that is bonus, but we cannot be involved in that and forget the real purpose. Just like after going to temple, you will not forget to take the darshan of the God, just be engaged in the other aura around the temple. Similarly, in this human life, what is our basic purpose? By doing various actions, by keeping a balance of all other activities, we have to remember him. By how? By ananya devotion. Shri Krishna explains that very beautiful in the next slok. Ananya cheta satatai yo mam smarati nityashaha tasyaham sulabhav partha nityayuktasya yoginaha. Whatever talk we had so far, Sri Krishna has simplified the entire message in this particular shloka. What he says, the ones who are not in a position to do yoga abhyas, do not have the capacity to control the pran, or even those who have all this capacity also. This is for everybody. For us, people like us who might not be very good at this yoga, and also the yogis who have all the knowledge, but also need to go ahead. For them also, this Ananya Bhakti is very, very important. See, knowledge is very important, but knowledge is how it is dry, it is ruksha. In a sense, I just explain this small thing with an example. Like we have dough. The rotis are made out of dough, the flour, wheat flour. Right now, the wheat flour, it is how it is. It is dry wheat flour. You cannot make chapatis out of it, but they are the very essence of, without them, the rotis cannot be made. So, Bhagavad Prapti without the knowledge of God is not possible, but the knowledge is how it is rough, it is dry. What we have to do? We have to pour our Bhagavad Bhakti, pour devotion over it. Like you pour water into the wheat flour and then you make it soft, you soften that dough. floor, and then shape it into a dove. That job of the water is done by this bhakti, and how it is Ananya Bhakti. Only when your floor, your knowledge, your entire yoga abhyas is watered by devotion, then only this Bhagavad Bhakti is possible. For that, Sri Krishna has mentioned two very important things here. You have to remember me, Ananya Bhakti. And what he says here is very interesting. Ananya Cheta Satatayo Mam Smarati Nityashaha. Two words, Satata and Nitya. Now, for us, most of the time we use them synonymously, right? Satata means also regularly, Nitya also regularly, but there is a very subtle difference. When we say Nityasha, if I say like those who take Diksha from their Guruji, Nitya, you have to do the jap. Always. So what we will do regularly, 1 mala, 2 mala, some people do 18 mala, whatever is your rule, you will do regularly. But is it something that you do day on continuously? For instance, I've also taken Diksha. I do my job. I do it regularly, Nityasha. But at the moment, am I doing? No. So Satata is not happening. Nityasha means there should be a rule. It should be done regularly. But Satata means what? Continuously. So continuously, while doing everything else also, your mind should be how? Ananya Cheta, your chitta, that is your mind, should be focused on him alone. And when I say Ananya, means na anya, not other things. While doing other things, your main center of your all actions should be what? Should be the Bhagavan. And for such a person, whether he is a yogi or people like us, everybody, this is a common factor for all. Tasyaham sulabha partha. For them, how am I? Very easily attainable. Otherwise, attaining God, it is very durlabh. We feel it is difficult. But tasyaham, for people who have this kind of devotion, for those who are dedicated in this type of action, for them, I am easily attainable. Nitya yuktasya yogina, such a person who is always absorbed in my thoughts, for him I am easily attainable. And when such a person is doing such sadhana, what will happen? They will attain me. Means what? They will not have to come back to this world. That's what Shri Krishna says in the next sloka. Mamupetya punarjanma dukkhalayam ashashvatam napnuvanti mahatmanas samsiddhim paramangataha. What Shri Krishna says. Mamupetya punarjanma, by remembering me all the time. Somebody whose thoughts are absorbed in me. Mamupetya punarjanma, those who are completely, those who have attained me by all this bhakti. When we are drenched in his bhakti as described in the previous shloka, such a person will easily, because they have attained me, sulabha partha, they have easily managed to attain me. For them, the punarjanma, they will not have to take birth again. Where dukkhalayam ashashvatam, two adjectives for where we are now. Where we are, there Shri Krishna. When we go to school, what is the board written there? Vidyalaya. You go to in villages, you go to the hospitals, there it is written Chikitsalaya. Why Chikitsalaya? Because they give Chikitsa there. They will treat you. Medical treatment is given. Vidyalaya. Why? Because they give Vidya. And now Shri Krishna says, what is this world around us? Dukkhalaya. What do you get here? Dukkhalaya. And there is another word, Ashashvatam. Means it is not constant. Ashashvatam. Now it is not non-eternal. So basically it is opposite of eternal. Now the question arises, why he is calling Dukkhale? Some people will feel, I'm so happy, there's so much bliss. We get to eat so many delicacies. We meet so many nice friends. The world, the Himalayas, so beautiful. We can go for tourism. It is so nice. Our temples also in South India, beautiful. So much happiness around. But all this happiness is what? It is short-lived. And because it is short-lived, why it is? It is again after some point of time, it is going to get converted into what? Pain. Because the happiness is very, very short-lived. Everything is what? Painful. The fact that happiness is short-lived makes it painful or not? Yes. So similarly, because the happiness is short-lived, Shri Krishna says this is a dukkhalaya. Ultimately, I enjoy a meal. Suppose I get a lot of gulab jamuns. You get this temporary happiness. Eat more than 2-3 gulab jamuns. Eat 5, then worry about diabetes. It turns into what? It turns into pain. Very nice Himalayan beauty, go for tourism everywhere, and then bahut thand mein, if you are there in that weather for a long time, what will happen? All sorts of khasi, sardi, cold, cough, pneumonia. It turns into what? Dukkhale. Ultimately, every happiness in this world is what? It is a illusion. It is a elusive happiness because it is short-lived. We feel as if we are happy, but it is short-lived. Ultimately, it is all very painful. That is why Shri Krishna says, if you attain me, there is no punarjanma, there is no need to come back to this. Ashashvat means not eternal, dukkhalay, an abode of pain. And na apnuvanti mahatmanav samsiddhim paramankata. So the people who are ananya bhakti, that we have seen, who are such people? Shri Krishna has used another word for them. They are mahatmana. He has not just said my bhakta. Initially he was telling that such people, such yogis, but once they attain me, they become what? Mahatmana. Napnuvanti mahat. See, every word, these words are coming from Shri Krishna. No word is, anything less. Every word is very perfectly chosen. Once they come to me, Shri Krishna addresses them that like as if they are Mahatmana. And what do they attain? Samsiddhim paramangataha. What are siddhis? Siddhis are relatively easy to obtain. How? Like, there are people who will, get magically, they will have some vibhuti in the hand, other kinds of, these are all very small siddhis. But some siddhi, what does some siddhi mean? This means the samyak siddhi, the most important. What is that siddhi? Moksha, ultimate liberation, from where you don't have to come back. Such Mahatma who are united with me, they will not attain what? The Punarjanma, they will attain the samsiddhi. They will attain what? The final liberation from everything. And this rule is, Shri Krishna has mentioned that there is no Punarjanma. They don't have to come back here. You will say, is it that gods also don't have these rules? What he is telling us about are applicable to everyone. That is very important. See, that Shri Krishna is explaining in the next shlok. So whatever such siddhi these people attain, these Mahatmana attain, they will attain me because, and only such people will attain. Why? Because otherwise the entire Srishti that is created is going to go through this cycle of Punaravarta. Punaravartan means repeatedly coming to birth or not. For that, Shri Krishna explains that in the next shloka. Brahma bhuvanaloka punaravartino arjuna mamupetya tu kaunteya punarjanmana vidyate. Brahma bhuvanaloka. What does this entire charan mean? We say in English from A to Z. When you say from A to Z, what is left out? Nothing is left out. Everything, what Shri Krishna is saying, from Brahmalok till from Brahmaji's abode, till Lokaha, all the other worlds that you can imagine. Mrityulok, Padalok, Sarpalok, Chandralok, Swargalok, every other. There are many such worlds. So, see, in Sanskrit, you might have heard this phrase, Asetu Himalaya. Asetu Himalaya. This is used in context of our country, our Rashtra. What does Asetu Himalaya mean? We all should know this basic Sanskrit words that are basic Sanskrit shlokas. This comes for our nation. Asetu Himalaya means what? From the Ram Setu in the Dakshin till Himalaya. How our country is very great, and in that description this is used. Setu Himalaya means from the Ram Setu till the Himalaya, this great nation is Bharat. So here Shri Krishna is saying, Brahma Brahma Bhuvanat Loka means from the Brahma Lok to all the other places. All these worlds, they are Punaravarti. They are bound to, they are all subjected to rebirth. They are always going to undergo rebirth. But those who attain me, hey Arjun, Mamupetya tu Kaunteya, he is reminding you are born to Kunti. But once you attain me, Punarjanmana Vidyate, you will not be you will not be reborn. Now this is a very tricky thing. Like, we will not be reborn. Is it really possible? There are different things. For this, how do we understand this? A little small example I will give you. Suppose somebody is sleeping, and in sleep you see different types of dreams. Suppose you are dreaming, you are appearing for an exam and all, some dream you are having, and all of a sudden the question paper comes, and in that question paper you see that you're not understanding anything and very, very scared, and at that moment you are awakened. And what feeling you get? Thank God it is a dream, isn't it? So once you are in the awakened state, whatever you have seen in the dream and whatever was bothering you doesn't bother you anymore. Similarly, this knowledge of Bhagavan, the jnana, and by your bhakti, by the devotion towards God, when you attain Him, then you become in an awakened state. What is this situation, or what is the sthiti, what is the state of your body will not make a difference to you. In that, this entire concept of Punarjanma will have no meaning. Our saints, for example, the saints, when they were born, they are born with a purpose. They don't, for them, this world is not a dukkhalaya. Why? Because they are not so attached to it. They are already in an awakened state. They know what they are. They are connected to the Parampita, Paramatma all the time. So this world doesn't bother them. Punarjanmana Vidyate has two meanings. One, that physical rebirth is there, but at the same time, even if they are born, this world doesn't remain a dukkhale for them. They are always in that awakened state. And after the awakening, how the dream is not bothering you, just like that, their birth in this world doesn't bother an awakened sadhak. That is what this shloka means. So this is what Shri Krishna says. And after that, Shri Krishna, after explaining all this, to bring us into a more jagrat, more awakened state, Shri Krishna is going to give a very elaborate Kala Ganana. That is the calculation of time. This time calculation is a very unique feature of our scriptures, is a very unique thing about our shastras, not found anywhere. And when we understand this type of Kal Ganna, we will understand how limited our worries are, whatever things bother us. Punarjanma, when we are talking about this Punarjanmana Vidyate, once you get the bigger picture, these small things will not have any effect on you. That is the importance of this particular knowledge that Shri Krishna is going to impart us ahead. What he says, Sahasra Yuga Paryantam Aharyat Brahmano Viduhu Ratri Yuga Sahasrantan Teho Ratra Vido Janaha. Here, Sahasra Yuga Paryantam. Now, Shri Krishna is telling a tale about Shrishti and Pralay, which is a very beautiful tale. He tells about what is a yug, what is a mahayug, what is chaturyug. Now, we all know day and night are going. Now, so for some people, this entire process becomes a little unbelievable. For them, I want to tell something in a scientific way where you will understand, you will have a reason to believe that this kind of calculation is so right and so scientific. All this calculation that is being explained over here is a very, very scientific calculation. For instance, now we are living on which planet? On Earth. On Earth, one day is 24 hours, 365 days, all that. Now, suppose those who are students of science, or even if you are not, one very basic thing, if you go on the planet Jupiter, what is the length of the day there? I will not ask this, no need to answer, just you can Google later. But the length of day is not same as the length of the day on Earth, right? There, the day is much more longer. Further they go, there are on different planets. Sometimes a day becomes as long as more than a few months of what we have on our Earth. If you go to another smaller planet, go to Mercury, other places, there the definition of day is a few hours, smaller than us, isn't it? So on different planets also we see the duration of the day is changing. Similarly, in Brahmalok, where Brahmaji is residing, there also the duration of the day is different. And what is the duration of the day? That we will try to understand in our duration, in our day's duration. One day we have, in one year we have 365 days. And now similarly 1 year will be done. Now 4,32,000 such years forms what? One Kali Yuga. One Kali Yuga, we are currently in a Kali Yuga. 4,32,000 years is one Kali Yuga. Now double this time and it becomes the duration of what? Dwapar Yuga. So 4,32,000 into 2, 8,64,000 is the time of what? The Dwapar Yuga. Double the Dwapar Yuga is what? Is the Treta Yuga. So around 8,64,000, double it, it's around 17,28,000 years is what? Is the Treta Yuga. And double of that is how many years? 34,56,000 is the Satyug. So Satyug is the longest, and so Kalyug 4 lakh few years, 4,32,000. Double that is Dwapar Yuga, 8,64,000. Then Treta Yuga and Satyug. These are the 4 yuga. 4 yugas. This entire cycle is one Chatur Yugi. Total number comes to around 43,20,000 some years. Okay, that is just one yuga. 1,000 such yuga. You keep calculating. Now my calculator has given up. So for 43,20,000 into another 1,000, such yuga is 1 day of Brahmaji. That is 1 day. And that equal. So this is Sahasra Yuga Paryantam. Sahasra Yuga. When we say Yuga, Yuga is that all 4 yugas together. Kali Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, Treta Yuga, Satyug. So all 4 together is 1 yuga. Sahasra, 1,000 such yuga become what? Sahasra Yuga Paryantam Aharyad Brahmano Viduhu. That is 1 day of Brahmaji. Ahaha means 1 day. We say in Hindi, you must have heard this word Saptaha. What is Saptaha? Week. 7 aha means 7 days. Saptaha. Thus 1 week is Saptaha. Like that, Aharyad Brahmano Viduhu. Aha means day. 1 day of Brahmaji is 1,000 yuga. Ratri Yuga Sahasrantam. Same amount Sahasra Yuga again. Form 1 night. Ratri Yuga Sahasrantam Teho Ratra Vidho Jana. This is the then together 1 day, 1 night. That is called Ahoratra. Now, what is the context of this now? This entire 1 day, 1 night, imagine so big. What is the life of one Brahmaji? See, Brahmaji is also continuously changing. It is not that Vishnuji created one Brahmaji and went, no, this Brahmaji is also a post basically. The life of one Brahmaji is how many years? 100 years. 100 his years, not our years. Okay, 100 years. So 1 day, one Chatur Yugi into 1,000 1 day. And then 1 day and 1 night, such whatever 2,000 Chatur Yugis is 1 day and 1 night. 101 days and 1 night like that will be the time span of Brahmaji. And for that much time is the time of one Brahmaji. So just think about all this. We are just thinking about this is so difficult to calculate. This calculation is so immense. And we had all these calculations not only in Bhagavad Gita, but these are in our Vedas and everywhere. See how rich our knowledge is. And now come to think about yourself, how minuscule we are. All this knowledge of Gita helps us reduce our ego. Now Arjun is in the battlefield. Some point does doubt come, what is the use of giving all these calculations to Arjun in the battlefield? Just to make him realize your worries are so minuscule. They are so insignificant your worries are. This is for us also. We cry for such things. Forget about our bigger desires. Small things like he said this to me, he said that to me. Remind yourself of this knowledge. Somebody who has all these knowledge embedded in their minds, for them, all these disputes, all these things will have absolutely no meaning. Punarjanmana vidyate. For them, this is not a dukkhalaya. For them, this janma, punarjanma, all this will have no meaning, because they have a very good understanding about the pralaya and the creation and the destruction of this entire world. So, after understanding this bigger picture, when we look at ourselves, that is the beauty of Bhagavad Gita. It will tell you how it will help you reduce your own ego. Some people who say, I am this, I am that, oh, we are absolutely nothing. And when you understand the Ganana of Brahmaji, see, Brahmaji is also at the fingertips of the Kal at the time. So, this Brahma Tattva is so vast. And after that, after explaining this entire duration of the time, or duration of the Brahmaji and all these things, Shri Krishna is explaining what goes on beyond this 100 years and after this 100 years. So Brahmaji's one tenure we have seen is 100, his there 100 years. What happens before that and after that? Avyaktad vyaktayah sarva pravavantyah ragame रात्र्यागमे प्रलीयन्ते तत्रैवा व्यक्तसंज्ञके. What is happening? Everything that you see around us, that is manifested, that is vyakta. From where is it arising? It is coming from the unmanifested, that is avyakta. So everything that is coming from unmanifested things. How this is little difficult, but try to understand this. When a day begins, the world is created. When the sun rises, before that, what you are doing? Nicely sleeping. To understand the day and night of Brahmaji, it is difficult for us. Let us understand our day and night. That is similar to, that will give you a good picture of understanding Brahmaji's day and night. When the sun rises and the entire Srishti comes into picture, the flowers are blooming, everybody wakes up. Where were you at night? We don't know. Where your body was, that is not the question. Where your mind was, we don't know. Basically, avyakta. Because once you have slept at night, whatever is around you, it has completely disappeared from your mind. You don't know where everything is. And I'm not talking about the physical existence. Your body is lying on the bed, it is lying in the room, but where are you? Where is your Atma? There is no knowledge. Our pralay has happened at night. And all of a sudden, when we get up in the morning, what happens? Everything comes into being. What was there yesterday is similar things are there today. Similarly, when Brahmaji has started this Srishti, he has seen what the earlier Brahmaji has done. According to that, he has created a new world. And that for all those Chaturyugis, the entire thing, this world has been operating. Again, after the tenure is over, after that, when the pralay happens, what happens? Everything ceases to exist. Ratrya-game praliyante. When their night comes, everything goes again. And tatraiva vyakta sanjake. Then again, in that unmanifested thing, everything is going to get dissolved into what? Avyakta. So, for us, Brahmaji's calculation is so big. We have seen this when it rains. There are these small insects. Their life is just couple of hours, 2 hours, 3 hours. In 2-3 hours, that their life is going. If you see, there are so many generations. Those insects, when they look at us, they must be thinking, oh, from my Dadadi's time, this Brahmaji is there. For them, we will only be Brahmaji. For those small insects, whose life is a couple of hours. Like that, for Brahmaji, we are like small insects only. Now, small, he is just coming and going in his long tenure. So, this is how the entire Srishti is happening. Ratriagrame praliyante, when his day starts, prabhavatya haragame means when his prabhavanti ahaha agame. Ahaha agame means when his day begins, the Srishti comes into picture, everything is working, and when the night comes, everything gets dissolved into avyakta, into the unmanifested. And Shri Krishna is explaining the whole thing in a different way, in different perspective. Bhutagramasya evayam bhutva bhutva praliyate ratriagame shappartha prabhavatya haragame. What is this bhutagrama? See, grama word in Sanskrit, basically grama, we now in Hindi and other languages, we just say it is a village. But what is the origin for that word from Sanskrit? Grama basically means group, multitude of things. Samuha. So bhuta means what? Something that has existed. So whatever is existing is bhu. It is existing, bhuta. So whatever is bhuta grama means things that are created, which includes what? Everything. All creations around us are the bhuta grama. Whether it is all different species, all different creations around us, they will what happen? They are created and they are getting dissolved. Bhutva means they are coming into existence, born again and praliyate. And ratri agame avashaha, that word is very important. Ratri agame, when the night comes, when Brahmaji's night comes, you cannot say, oh, Brahmaji, don't destroy me. No, it is avashah partha. You have no control over it. Helplessly, everything is going to get dissolved. When the sleep comes, for a moment, your mind is not going to work. No matter how much when you're sleeping. What's happening around you, that you will not come to know. Avashah partha prabhavatya haragame prabhavati haragame. Again, when the day comes, everything will come into existence. Again, everything will start working. So this is a continuous cycle. This is a natural cycle. Till when this will continue, there is no answer. From where and when it started? It has started from eternity. From eternity it started. It will continue till eternity. There is no, definition of how long or what is the duration of the cycle of creation and destruction. Just like if you see the water cycle, ice is converted to water, water converted to steam, again steam to water. We don't know which has originated from what. Whether the ice came first or the water came first or the steam happened first, nothing. Just with the change in temperature, continuously the states are changing. Similarly, this bhutagrama is continuously going through the process of pralay and prabhava. Prabhava means coming into existence. Pralay means getting destroyed. Continuously, it is in that state. And Shri Krishna explains further, Parastasmat tu bhavunyo vyakto vyaktat sanatanaha yassa sarveshu bhuteshu nashyatsu navinashyati. When this entire process of what? Of destruction and creation is going on, there is something. Paraha tasmatu anya bhava. Apart from this, there is one element, which is how this anya bhava avyaktad vyaktaya para. It is beyond that. It is beyond this vyakta and avyakta. There is one greater divine power, for which this vyakta and avyakta doesn't really make any difference. It is this entire cycle is coming and happening, but there is one divine power which is beyond this. It is what? It is a bhav. It is bhava means existence. Now there is something which is beyond this, and how it is? It is sanatana. There is this one divine power which is sanatana and which is beyond this thing of existing and non-existence. It is, even when all the things are being destroyed, nashyatsu na vinashyati. Even if everything else is destroyed, this particular divine power is not destroyed. That is what? Aksharam Brahma Paramam. That Akshara Tattva. It is not destroyed. Small examples. He's when golden ornaments when you are making. Now suppose you beautiful necklace mother uses. Now when she gives it to the daughter says, "Oh, this is not a modern design. I want a fancy one, thinner one, not that old your old generation, old fashioned necklace, Mama. I don't want." What the mother will say, "Okay, this is a piece of gold. I'm giving it to you. You get it made in the design you like." So what this the jeweler will do for him, this design, a old design, a new design doesn't make difference. For him, gold is gold. He said, "Okay, this much gram gold is there. In this much gram gold, I can make this particular new ornament for you." That is how he will deal with it, isn't it? Similarly, whether in Vyakta form, in the new form, whatever is happening, the gold remains the same in the old jewelry and the new design. The gold tattva remains the same, elemental gold remains the same. Just like that, in the creation and destruction of the new world, there is an element of Brahma Tattva, which is going to remain the same, this eternal bhav. This is what? This is the form that we are going down to. That bhav. So this is the eternal Tattva. And what is that eternal Tattva? Shri Krishna explains that further. Avyakto kshare ityuktah stamahuh paramangatim yam prapya nivartante tathama paramam mama. Now this Avyaktokshara form, which is Avyakta, it is unmanifested. From that unmanifested form only this entire pralaya and prabhav is happening, creation and destruction is happening. But that tattva, Akshara tattva, is how it is beyond manifested and unmanifested. We are trying to connect with that Brahma tattva, which is beyond this universe. Tamahu paramangatim. That is what the highest order Brahma tattva. And once you attain unition with that, Nanivartante. Once having reached there, there is no need to return back. Tat dhamo paramam mama. It is the param dham. It is the param tattva. This is the ultimate goal. Tam ahuhu paramam gatim. That is our ultimate goal. That is where we ultimately have to reach. Yam prapya na nivartante tathama paramam mama. Once this state, now this state is not some physical state like I sit in the train and reach. It is a state of knowledge. It is a state that can be attained by your devotion. So by your devotion, with the help of your knowledge, that stage has to be attained. Once you reach there, there is no going back. Having reached this state, there is no return. Just like once the milk is turned into ghee, it cannot again be converted back to milk. That once you have reached that Brahma Tattva, from your mind, once you have reached there, there is no coming back. You will not, being in this human form also, you will not have any connect with that world outside. You will be connected to the Brahma Tattva. Once a human being understand that this Avyakta Bhav is present in him, there is no purpose of returning back to this human body. So beautifully, Shri Krishna has explained everything. Further, Shri Krishna says, Purushassa parah partha bhaktya labhyastvadhanyaya yasyantasthani bhutani yena sarvamidhan tatam. And where you are searching all this, the supreme thing, it is in you. What is this? Yasya antasthani bhutani. We all are in that Brahma Tattva itself, as because it is creating, that is where everything is getting dissolved. And yena sarvamidam tata. Yasyantasthani bhutani. It is dwelling within us. It is very much within us. And yena sarvamidam tatam. Everything is being held together by this one force, by this one thing. It is so close to us. And why we have to search outside? How you can reach there? Sapurushaha ananyaya bhaktya labhyaha. Very important. How will we attain that bhav? We will attain it by Ananya Bhakti. What does this Ananya? Concentrate on the word Ananya Bhakti. Ananya means na Anya Bhakti. Now here there is a confusion. Some people think that Shri Krishna ji is saying Bhagavad Gita. So Ananya means only Shri Krishna ji and no other. So they will not respect Ramji, no Shivji, no we are Vaishnava, all that thing they will say. We have to never forget who is saying Bhagavad Gita. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha, and not Vasudeva Uvacha, Shri Krishna Uvacha. No, Bhagavan Uvacha. Anything that is that Bhagavad Tattva, it is a representative of that Bhagavad Tattva. Whether it is Ramji, whether it is Krishna ji, Ganpati ji, wherever your bhakti lies, you should be with Ananya Bhav, means you should be not involved. Ananya means not the other gods, okay? Na Anya means not this world. My money, my mother, my wife, my children, my wealth, my job. Your mind should not, we have to do all these activities, but not be excessively attached to all those activities. But while doing all other activities, na anya bhavaha, my mind, my chitta is connected to whom? The Bhagavad Tattva that I believe in. And in that Bhagavad Tattva, whether your bhakti is in Shri Krishna ji, Shri Ram ji, whoever is the Bhagavad Tattva, for that let's not fight with each other. I am a Shaiva, I am a Vaishnava, all that is not said. The Bhagavad Tattva, the Brahma Tattva. Now it is, we cannot contemplate upon that Brahma Tattva. It is so vast, and concentrating upon that is not easy for us. We are Dehadhari, so we need some Murti in front of us. We need some idol in front of us which we see. And then we can sing Adharam, Madhuram, and do its puja, do its bhakti. And see how Sundara Te Dhyana Ubhevitevari, how beautiful Vittalji's Murti, how beautiful my Devi, recently Durga Mata, Navratri we worship. Whoever you see the Bhagavad Tattva, do its worship. So person who does this with Ananya Bhaktya Labhya, with Ananya Bhakti, with your unswerving devotion towards your God, towards this God, you will attain what? This particular tattva, which is very much within you and which is also around you. Yena sarvam idam tatam. It is holding everything together. At this moment, Shri Krishna says, Yatra kale tvanavrittim avrittim chaiva yoginaha prayatayanti tankalam vakshyami bharatarshava. So somebody, if he has done all this entire Bhagavad Bhakti throughout his entire life, when their Jivatma exits. Now here there is always a confusion. There are two paths which Sri Krishna has explained after this particular shlok. That when there are two ways in which the Jivatma is going to Prayata Yanti Tankalam Bhakshyami Bharatarshava. Here Shri Krishna is just giving an introduction of what I'm going to tell you next. I'm going to tell you about two paths. There are two paths after which the Jivatma exits from the body. With that, they either unite with the Brahma Tattva or they are going to return back. So that is what Shri Krishna has explained over here, that when the end time is going to come, there are two. Tvanavrittim. Anavrittim means not returning. There is one part where there is anavritti, means not returning back to this world. And the other one is avritti, where you have to return back. So a yogin who is Ananya Bhakta, they will have these two types of ends. That I will tell you. Vakshyami means I am going to tell you, hey Bharatarshava, hey best amongst the Bharata dynasty, I am going to tell you both paths. At this moment, when these shlokas are read, many people think one is a superior path, another is inferior path. Please note one thing, that both are the descriptions for righteous persons. So one path is slightly higher than the other, but remember that both the paths that Shri Krishna is going to tell you about, that he is advising, are righteous. They are of high order itself. See, the ones who are sinners, or normal people who are doing very limited bhakti or are not doing bhakti, who have been committing, living with a not a non who are living a non-devotional life, they are definitely going to come back. Okay, for them that Smritya Lok, Patal Lok, all that is there. For those who are doing little better work, Sarga Lok, all that is there. But those Yogina, Shri Krishna is telling all the next two paths he is describing are for the yogis. One, they who go never to return back, another they depart to return back. So first Shri Krishna is describing the higher order path. What is that? Agnir Jyotiraha Shukla Shanmasa Uttarayanam Tatra Prayata Gachanti Brahma Vido Janaha. This is slightly brighter path, where once the body is leaving behind, it is considered beneficial, and it is believed that they will attain what? The Brahma Lok. What is this path? It is Agnir, it is lit, it is an enlightened path. Jyoti, there is light around it. Aha. So if the time when they are leaving the body is either day, Shukla Paksha means the brighter phase. We all know that there are 2 fortnights. One is Shukla Paksha, one is Krishna Paksha. Waxing phase and a waning phase of the moon. Waxing is the Shukla Paksha, when the moon is increasing in size from Amavasya to Purnima. That is Shukla Paksha. Krishna Paksha is from Purnima to Amavasya. So in the Shukla Paksha, during the Uttarayan, we all know those Uttarayan means what? When the sun god is primarily in the northern hemisphere. Actually, the sun is at one place, we see him on the northern hemisphere. You should always remember that. So, but Shanmasa Uttarayanam, in the Uttarayan, in such a time when a person leaves the body, he attains what? The better worlds, that is Brahma Vido Janaha. They will attain the Brahma, to attain the Brahma. They do not need to come back. There is another path which is slightly smoky, dhumu. So in the previous one, there is an enlightenment. Now this enlightenment is not only the enlightenment of the path, also the enlightenment of the chitta. Try to understand the yogin, who is an enlightened one. It is not just that the time was nice, the time is also nice, and his chitta is also enlightened. So he will go at that kind of time. And Dhumo Ratris Tatha Krishna Shanmasa Dakshinayanam Tatra Chandrama Sanjyote Yogi Prapya Nivartate. Another path is the Chandra path. Now this also eventually it will, after a couple of things, they will attain the Brahma Tattva, but those yogins, slightly lesser order, if they go in the Krishna Paksha at a night time, in the Dakshinayam, when the sun is in the southern hemisphere, they will go to the Chandra Marga. So it is the Chandra Marga here is not our moon. Okay, this is a different one. They will come back, Yogi Prapya Nivartate. They will have to come back to this world, and they will have to take rebirth and then again come to a higher abode. So but these both paths are very paths of higher order. This is not going to happen for normal people like us or people who are not living a non-devotional life. Both these paths are described for whom? The yogis. Shukla Krishne Gati Hete Jagata Shashvate Mate Ekaya Yatyana Vrittim Anyaya Vartate Punaha. So the first one that we saw, the Shukla Marga, that is what? Shukla or Krishna, both. Now here you see the spelling of Gati. Normally the Gati will be spelled with a Rasvai Matra. When it is the Dirgai, means now it has become from Ek Vachan to Dvi Vachan in Sanskrit, when that T. So see that one Rasva changing to Dirgha has changed what? The Vachan means the singularity or plurality of the word. So perfect this language is. That is why when you are chanting the shlok, pronunciation, when the trainer says that your rasva matra is coming, now your dirgha is coming, that is important. It is very important to chant the shlokas correctly, because such things will happen in Sanskrit. When this gati, if it is rasva matra, it is singular word. Now when it is double long e sound, gati means two parts. Because in Sanskrit there is dvivachan and bahuvachan is three or more. But here gati is dvivachan, means two parts. But for in the English language, you have to understand it becomes plural. So this matra makes so much difference. So be very careful with your pronunciations. Shukla Krishne gati yete. In both these paths, what Shri Krishna says, Jagata Shashvate Mate. Both the paths are very, very good. They both are referred to as Shukla Marga and Krishna Marga, or Shukla Gati or Krishna Gati. Basically, there are words for this, Devayan and Pitruyan. The first Shukla Marga is also referred to as Devayan, where directly person reaches to the Brahma Tattva. Then the one that is Krishna Marga, it is known as Pitruyan. That is a different one. We will not go into too many details. I also don't know too many details. So just for the sake of the completeness of those the names of those paths I told you. Ekaya yatya navritim. One, there is no return. Anavritim means Shukla Marga, no return. And the other one is the one where you will return back. The Pitruyan, the Pitru Marga, Krishna Marga, the Yogi will come back. But so there is one marga which is going to take you, another marga is going to bring you back. But for a sage, for a saint, all this is having no meaning. They will not get entangled by this. Whether I'm going by Krishna Marga or Shukla Marga, somebody who is united with the Brahma Tattva, for them, these illusions will not matter at all. That's what Sri Krishna tells in the next shlok. Naite sriti parthajanan yogi mahyapi kaschana tasmat sarveshu kaleshu yoga yukto bhavarjuna. Shri Krishna is an excellent teacher. He has given answers to all the questions that Arjuna asked. About first 6 questions about what is Kim Tad Brahma, Kim Adhyatma, all these things. Then the entire knowledge of Prayan Kal, he told what you should do to remember me. And in the 7th chapter, what Shri Krishna has said to us, attain me, Vasudeva Sarvamiti, to attain me, what you have to do, all that he has explained. But in the end, what he says, you have to attain a stage beyond this, Arjuna. You don't have to get illusioned by all this knowledge. Don't have to run behind this. Naite sriti parthajana. Knowing these two parts also. Yogi muhyati kaschana. The yogi, Karma Yogi, Jnana Yogi, Bhakti Yogi, all yogis are coming under this category. Yogi Muhyati Kaschana, they will not get deluded by all these things, they will. You have to be how? Tasmat Sarveshu Kaleshu Yoga Yukto Bhavarjuna. If you are steadfast in yoga, what is yoga? Always united with the God. For them, they will not worry about all these things. Somebody who is steadfast in yoga. See, all these paths about going, coming, they are going to put you in unnecessary worry. You don't worry about all this. So what is the advice Shri Krishna is giving to Arjuna? In all times, be steadfast in yoga. Always keep that ultimate motive in your mind. In chapter 6, Shri Krishna has told Arjuna, right? And that is also the our motto of Learngeeta. Tasmad yogi bhavarjuna. In 6th chapter we say, right? Tasmad yogi bhavarjuna. All our logos also have Tasmad yogi bhavarjuna. Because once you strive to become a yogi, you don't have to worry about going and not coming back and all other things that you don't have to worry about. So Bhagavad Gita is a yoga shastra. Shastra means what? Science, how to achieve something. So whether the yoga is Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, Bhakti, everything under the refuge of Bhakti Yoga, everything under the refuge of Bhakti, whether it is Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga, all other yoga under the refuge of Bhakti, when it is, then what will your state be? You will be in a state where you are holding the hand of Sri Krishna. No, Sri Krishna will hold your hands. Actually, when you are keeping him in your thoughts always, tasmat sarveshu kaleshu, always, you have to remember him. And walking ahead, so always when you are in that kind of state, Shri Krishna says, you will attain what? You will be free from all illusions and you will attain me. You will not be boggled by all these situations. However, Santa Tukaram Maharaj he was not worried about this world. Ami zato amcha gava. He said, whether I am here, whether I am in this world, all this pain never bothered our saints. Why? Because they were so united. They were united with the yoga. They were with the means of yoga. They were united with their Ishwar, with their Vitthal. For them, he didn't Ami Zato Amcha Gava. He used to say, there is Abhanga by Tukaram Maharaj, which says this means what? We will go back to our abode. This is not our abode. They treat this world as what? A tourist spot where we have come to do some work, come do our work and go back to where we belong. If you are in that stage, you will not be delusioned by all these worries. And the final merits of being a yogi, so beautifully Shri Krishna explains in the next slok, Vedeshu yatneshu tapassu chaiva दानेषु यत् पुण्यफलं प्रदिष्टम् अत्येति तत्सर्वमिदं विदित्वा योगी परं स्थानमुपैति चाद्यम् वेदेषु यत्नेषु तपस्सु चैव. Whether you do the study of scriptures, performing different yajna, or that is also meaning performing different good deeds. Tapa, enduring everything. Not only just tapa in the as in penance, but enduring all the difficulties that come in your life. Enduring all that, that is tapa. All these are pious things. Dana, that is charity. That is also very, very pious. Yat punya phalam pradishtam. These are deeds these are all actions that are going to give you what? Lot of punya phala. But atyeti tatsarvaminam viditva yogi param sthanamupayati chadyam. All these austerities, all these pious things are great. But what will yogi get? He will directly come and sit in my lap. All these good deeds you keep doing, you will attain me. But for yogi, there is a special seat. Param. Yogi, param sthanam upaiti. Param sthanam upaiti means he gets a very special place because he will be very, very close to me. At upaiti means he will attain me. He will just completely unite with me, with the supreme tattva. That is the beauty of being a yogi. So now one question will naturally come. Didi, then why do we do yoga, tapa, veda, yagna, all these things? Why do we have to do? Let's become yogi. It's not possible to become yogi unless you follow all this. Unless we study the scriptures, our Bhagavad Gita. It is also a crux of what? Of Vedas. It is a crux of Upanishads. All whatever we are understanding is because of the means of Bhagavad Gita. Unless we do these studies, we cannot put ourselves on the path of being a yogi. Hence, do all these things and ultimately keep a motive that we want to become yogis. And once you attain that, we will attain the Param Supreme place. Param Sthanam Upaiti Chadyam. With that, I pray for all of us that may Sri Krishna and our Param Puja Swamiji take all of us in their shelter and keep us on this path of being a yogi. With that, let us complete this, offer this entire discourse at the lotus feet of Sri Krishna and go down to Param Puja Swamiji. He says, Om Tatsadite Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītāsu Upanishadsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade Akshara Brahma Yogo Nama Ashtamo Dhyayah. Om Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Hari Om Tat Sat. Thank you everybody for the patient listening. Jai Shri Krishna.
Thank you so much, Didi, for the explanation. It was so nice to hear it in your presence from you because you explained so well. It was like a great revision for me as well. So thank you so much. We shall take questions now.
Sure.
Udayaji, Hirvaneji, sorry.
Hirvaneji, please unmute Bhaiya. Pranam to you.
Jai Krishna, Jai Shri Krishna, Didi ji.
Jai Shri Krishna. Pranam Bhaiya.
Didi, actually here he emphasized all the time that to remember God, remember Shri Krishna all the time, then you will be fulfilling your requirement of your life. But this is very, very difficult to do. How it has to be done like that.
This is very important question. It is very difficult to do. Now, what happens? Suppose you have children. So I assume if you have children, what happens when they go to when a child is born? And you are in your office, what happens? Our mind is still on like what my child is doing, what is he doing? Or if even when you are working, we have this very, when he grows, I have to do his school admission. We are always planning around what our children will do in future. You have to which college will they go, what will they eat, what holidays are coming. Constantly how we are planning around the children. That way, our thought, because we love our children so much, what happens? Our entire thought process is around them. What Shri Krishna says, if your mind is all focused on me, the way we love our own children or anybody, whatever relation is very close to you, at that point, you keep Shri Krishna as the center of that. Then what will happen? Your mind will automatically think about Shri Krishna. When you love, like how the gopis used to do. I'm going to give two answers for your question. One is this one. For some people, this is also doable. Just like gopis, one small, my habit I will explain you. Then when I'm cooking, and that mixer I will, churn. That sound irritates me. It irritates everybody, not just me. But what I, and while cooking also, now I have this habit, you have to do it for a certain time. You can't just turn the knob and switch it off. That you can't do. You have to keep it on for some time, then only whatever you are grinding will get grinded. So I have made a rule from a couple of years. When I'm grinding something in the mixer, once I turn the knob, I start saying some shlok, Vasudeva Sutan or Krishnaya Vasudevaya or whatever. So I don't even get agitated with that sound. And once it is off, मेरा श्लोक भी बोल के हो जाता है, वो ग्राइंडिंग भी हो जाती है. Sometimes if it needs more, so you have to come up with your own ways like that. What is it that can where you can, how you can program yourself? Then in COVID, somebody had sent this message, when you're washing your hands, you have to count till 10. Why count till 10? You stand to chant a shlok while you're washing. That many of you must have read that forward on the WhatsApp. Small things if we do, we will always, so consciously, abhyasena, abhyasa yoga yuktena, Shri Krishna is told. So by abhyas, we have to constantly remind. That is one thing. Second thing, if that is also not possible, what Shri Krishna says, what our scriptures say, any task that you start with the name of Bhagwan and end it with the name of Bhagwan, it is considered that whatever is done between these two are offered to Shri Krishna. So how do we begin our Gita classes? With Vasudeva Sutan. So, and end it with Yogesham Satchidanandam. The entire 40-minute duration is offered to whom? To Shri Krishna. Like that, before you start every work, start with a prayer, and when you end it with a prayer. Everything in between gets offered to Shri Krishna. Now, there are so many things we do in the whole day, especially those who are going to office and all. Every time you can't keep doing this. So, start your day with prayer of Shri Krishna. End your day with prayer of Shri Krishna. उतना भी नहीं होता है, रात को सोते टाइम एक बार भगवान को याद कर लो. Once you remember him at night, in the night also there is something going on in our subconscious mind. Your mind will subconsciously keep getting programmed to what? Think about Shri Krishna. So start off with this. At least, at night you pray, in the morning you pray. If these small habits, these are the part of your abhyas. We have to start our abhyas. Once we start doing that, once this abhyas comes, automatically you will find out different ways will start coming to you. How you will be able to implement all these things. Does that answer your question, Bhaiya?
Secondly, I
That's all
came
right.
to know that Swami Ramtis Maharaj, when he was sleeping, that time also somebody was hearing that he is chanting bhajna and chanting the name of the God. Is it so actually?
I am not aware of that way. I'm sorry. But I will not even deny it. If somebody is saying, and whether if you ask me, is that possible? Definitely, yes, it is possible. There were some videos out there. We cannot keep them as this thing. They should not be used as a standard. But there are situations where so much person is involved, and even in the surgery time, that patient was even during the surgery was reciting the name of God. Unke muh se that shlok was only coming out. Such things happen and can happen. Definitely, I have full faith on that.
It is also said, Dedi, Rukmani was complaining Sri Krishna that you are liking him much more than Arjun to me actually. So then Sri Krishna Bhagavan said that when time comes, then we'll answer you. Then one day, Sri Krishna Bhagavan was sleeping, and then that time Arjun, he was nice. Arjun was sleeping. So sorry, Arjun was sleeping. That time he was chanting Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. So Krishna Bhagavan told Rukmani that I like because of this reason only. Even in the sleep also he is remembering me.
Yes, always he is remembering what we also have to, when we are talking about Bhagavad Gita, always put yourself into Arjun's shoes. थोड़ा देर के लिए उस अर्जुन को उठा के बाजू में बैठाइए. Just imagine that you are sitting and Shri Krishna is telling you, "Ma manusmara yudhya cha." You imagine this is being told to you. Your entire bhav towards Bhagavad Gita will change. Your entire, whatever you find it difficult to do, everything will become very, very easy. Okay. Good luck.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna. Pranam. Geeta
Geeta ji.
Jai Shri Krishna Didi. Very, very enlightening session. Very good explanation about this 18th chapter. Avyaktadvyaktaya sarva prabhavantyah ragame ratriagame praliyante tatreva vyakta sanshnake. That he says all beings, all will come into existence during that Sahasra Yuga of Brahma's daytime. And will
it will come into existence, and when the day of the Brahmaji starts, ahaha agame prabhavati, means ahaha agame, they will all come into existence. But when the Ratri will come, Ratri agami means when the night will come, the pralay will happen. It will all dissolve into what? Into avyakta. It will all dissolve into the avyakta sanjake. It will all dissolve into avyakta.
So that is in Sahasra, Chatur Sahasra, all living.
Yes, everything. Living being is a very small thing actually. When it means the entire universe, all galaxies and everything. For us, like I told you, we are just very, very, even equivalent to tiny dust particles. So not just this, the entire universe will get dissolved. And when Brahmaji's day will come, it comes into existence. And at the end of the 100 years, that will be Mahapralay. So this is a small pralay. We also undergo pralay every day. If you look at it, at night, everybody is undergoing a pralay. And then one Mahapralay happens when all our life comes to an end. Similarly, the daily that pralay, the Chaturyugi and all this is happening at the end of every day and night, this is going to happen. But then when the entire tenure of Brahmaji, that 100 years of Brahmaji is over, that entire tenure, that is the Mahapralay. Then again a new Brahmaji, again this thing will start. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Didi. Jai Shri Krishna. Pranam, Anita.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna, Didi. Very, very beautiful explanation. Actually, I raised my hand, but now I am trying to absorb whatever you said, so no more questions. And whenever I do my daily work, I put on Achyutam Keshvam or Hare Rama Krishna, then I don't feel tired. I'm so much absorbed and I really enjoy my work. That's it.
Very true. This is very true. Even when there is puja in our house and the cooking has to go on for the 3-4 hours, just I love putting pravachan of Swamiji or some devotional songs or bhajans. If abhang, I love Marathi abhangs a lot. So when that is going on, there will be no fatigue at all. That is the beauty of this thing. So yes. That's false secret Anita ji has shared for everybody.
Thank you so much, Didi. No more questions. I'm trying to absorb everything.
Okay, nice.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, Udaya ji.
जी उदय चंद्रिका दीदी. जय श्री कृष्ण. प्रणाम उदय दीदी. You need to unmute. I'm sending you unmute request, Didi.
Didi, request I'm sending request. Now click on unmute. Have you seen the message?
She asks questions regularly. She should be able to unmute herself.
I think Didi's network is not very good.
Just a second, Didi. I'm sending you again.
Okay. In the meantime, should we take Ranjit?
Yes.
Didi is here.
Okay. Udaya Chandrika Didi is unmuted. Ji Didi. Pranam Didi.
Didi, I have a question. Jai Shri Krishna. In spirituality shastras, and what is the main reason? How to know spirituality of shastras?
I didn't get your
Can
question.
you hear me?
I could hear you, but I couldn't understand you. I'm sorry.
How to know more about our spirituality of shastras,
Okay.
Didi?
How to know more about our shastras, how to know more about our scriptures, maybe the Brahma Sutras and all. First, Didi, we should, Gita is a simplified shastra. If you see, there is a lot you can study. Basically, I am not even qualified to tell about all these, but there are different shastras, Brahma Sutras, Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, all these you can study. But there is a limit to how much we can study because we know limited amount of Sanskrit and there are limited means. So first try to master all these 700 shlokas properly. Once you have an in-depth knowledge of these 700 shlokas, gradually most of things will have automatically come to you. After this, also study our scriptures. When we talk about scriptures, it is that Brahma Sutras all are very advanced. Even our Mahabharata, Ramayana, when you go through these scriptures, you will get a better clarity. See, everybody is not meant for all sort of scriptures. Like for the Veda Pathi Brahmins, for them they should know all the 4 Vedas, Upanishads, Brahma Sutras. That is a different thing. But see, just like medicines, all medicines are very beneficial. Because they treat some or the other ailment, they will treat some or the other disease will get cured. But that doesn't mean I will go and eat all medicines. No, for me there is a particular medicine. Just like that, Bhagavad Gita is for Samanya people. So for normal people, Vedas for a different class of people. Vedas, Upanishads, all these are for different class of a different segment of people who are. But for us, for the masses, what is it? Bhagavad Gita is for the masses. So we should first have faith that this is not an incomplete scripture. Don't think that by understanding Bhagavad Gita, I'm only understanding 50%, 30%. No. The deeper you go, the Gita will give you more and more deeper knowledge. It will take you to the knowledge that the Vedas will also take. But it depends on the depth of your studies. So have faith on Bhagavad Gita and go as deep as possible. And the deeper you go, you will find that you have not even reached half of the depth. Then you feel like going more deeper. And उसमें ही इतना जन्म लग जाते हैं. Then in some birth we might be born as a way the party Brahmins hopefully, and then that is a different thing. But for us, a complete scripture is Bhagavad Gita. That is my primary advice. But beyond that also, if you feel like studying scriptures, then you get in touch with Rupal Didi and Kavita Didi and Ashubhaiya and others who will be able to tell you about other scriptures and how to study them. But for everybody, I feel, with the depth of your knowledge in Bhagavad Gita, the deeper you dive into Bhagavad Gita, it is going to take you there. And this assurance comes from Sri Krishna himself in Bhagavad Gita itself. In the 10th chapter, he said, Buddhi Yogam Dadami. I give them the Buddhi Yoga. So it is an assurance that Sri Krishna gives somebody who is studying Bhagavad Gita. I will give them the right intellect to dive deeper into spirituality. When he is taking care, I personally, at my limited intellect and my limited knowledge, I don't see necessity of another scripture. But for people who want to, I will rather suggest you to ask Rupal Didi and Kavita Didi and Ashubhaiya, obviously. Network is breaking, Udaya Didi.
Didi, you're not audible.
Oh, okay. I have one question, last question. I don't know. How to, Didi, can I hear you? How to leave the bad karmas of our inner life.
Okay. Uday Chandrika Didi, I'm stopping your video for a, so I will be able to hear you. Now, please repeat your question.
Didi, how to leave our bad karmas of the behavior of inner lifestyle?
We cannot leave our karma anywhere. Okay, we have to live. अभी वो पुराना कुछ किया है तो उसको भुगतना ही है. Whatever we have done in the past, we are definitely going to face the results of it. But at the same time, if we do good karma, we will get the strength to endure the results of whatever. For instance, so due to some bad karma in the past, suppose I get some ailment or anything, but by the grace of our good karma, we will also get the strength to endure it. We might get associated with a doctor who can treat you, some help you can get, like that some or the other solution will come. I always would suggest we should not worry about what has happened in the past, what is in our hands now, whatever is coming to me, whether it is good or bad, whatever it is. If it is coming to us, we have to, in this situation, what is the best that I can do? That we should try to do. In the current situation, if I'm still complaining, Are, mera purana पाप की वजह से हो गया, this is happening, worry again, you are recreating the sins by reacting in a wrong way, isn't it? So what is best? Not worry about what has happened, but we can, rectify a lot of things. We can face a lot of things by what? By doing good deeds. Okay. But past karma we cannot clean. I'm sorry. That even Shri Krishna can't clean for us. Karmanye vadika ma phaleshu kadachana. And he says it applies to everybody. What Shri Krishna also did, he also says, even if I have done something, if my Yadav Kul has done anything, they are also going to going to undergo all the results they have to bear. Okay, Didi. Ranjani Didi, Jai Shri Krishna, pranam to you.
Yes, Jai Shri Krishna. This might sound very simple, but I had a question because I have two elderly parents, and right now they're very independent. They believe in the Gita and they're very spiritual, but there is a family history of dementia. and one is 93 and the other is 86. And they're naturally very worried about that. What do we do about this? I mean, I don't see the point. I don't know what to do about this pranayama and pulling up the breath up to how would I I don't know how to do that. And
there are a lot of teachers who teach that. I ideally won't be able to tell you that in session for sure, but yes, see, for that you can definitely get in touch with proper yoga teacher. Even our Param Pujya Raodeo Babaji also does so many videos about it. And we will need to seek some and just have faith that you get a good guru for yoga and you will be able to learn that. But regarding worries about dementia, till 93 they don't have. So I think
they haven't had
such a
any
huge achievement. I don't see a reason why they should worry about it. But at the same time, whatever it is, I mean, it's not that everybody, you just have faith in Sri Krishna and they're already following.
They're strong believers.
The power of Sanskrit language also, I will tell you, it has a very brilliant effect. See, when people who chant shlokas very regularly will not have such issues also. I mean, the karma part, let us leave it out of it. Scientifically, Sanskrit is a language which will, absolutely great memory it will give you. So you can.
Okay. Another thing was that the coming to the shlokas, it's available, our books are available in Malayalam also. So that has helped my mother a lot. She reads that quite regularly. So that has helped a lot. Especially the Bhakti Yoga chapters.
Good, very good.
Good. Yes, thank
you. Good wishes to you and your parents. And Ashish Bhaiya.
Jai Shri Krishna Devi. My question is that you have said that Tasmati Yogi Bhavarjuna is written in Learngeeta in every chapter. Please explain me that meaning also again.
It's not written
Tasmati Yogi Bhavarjuna.
It is a phrase from the 6th chapter. In the 6th chapter, we have a shlok. So for more details about that particular phrase, I would recommend you listen to the 6th chapter Vivechan session, where with the context you will get properly. I just mentioned that in the motto of our Learngeeta, we use this particular charan as Tasmad Yogi Bhavarjuna, because the yogi will get a bigger, bigger reward of being a yogi is more than the other things, so that we use as a motto. But the Vivechan part of it, in proper context, I would suggest you refer to the 6th chapter Vivechan sessions.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Pranam Bhaiya. Jai Shri Krishna.
Good evening.
Good evening. Jai Shri Krishna. Good evening.
Good evening, Didi.
Good evening. Jai Shri Krishna.
Shraddha Didi, good evening.
Ji Bhaiya, I can hear you. Jai Shri
Yes. Why this 8th chapter is taken last before? I have one confusion.
No, it's not taken last. I'll tell you how it is. In our syllabus, in L4, there are 6 chapters. 2nd chapter, 8th, 10th, 11th, 13, and 18. Okay.
Yes.
Now, these L4 batches are going on in a cycle, in a continuous cycle. Now, whatever is the new batches that is starting, when the new batch is starting, then whatever next chapter is coming up, along with that, it is aligned. So basically, for these chapters in which sequence you learn, it is not going to impact your learning quite a lot. So when your L4 started, the next chapter that was going to come up was probably the 10th chapter. So I assume the 2nd chapter or this 10th chapter, it might have been. So that started from that.
just to merge these two batches together, because see, we have follow a very, the calendar, it is a big calendar, and L4 goes on for a very long time. So multiple, batches, if they go on at different chapters, it is a little difficult. So that annual calendar is designed in a very systematic way, so that the entire thing can be managed properly. For that, it is merged, and that is why for your batch 8 has come last. Now for the L4 batch that I am taking, this is the second chapter that they have started. For them, 18th chapter was the first one, 8th is the second. Then next they will learn second. So you will get to learn all the 6 chapters. The sequence will differ in different batches. That is how it is.
Thank you so much. One question more. If I want to join again, what I have to do, madam?
You just have to, in the Sadhak batch, in your group itself, there will be a link to the help portal, or you can just download Learngeeta app also on mobile, or you can on the help portal, Pooja Didi, if you are you have the link to the help portal handy, you can send it on the chat. You can just go to repeater level, and you can just rejoin back from the first level, whichever level you want.
In repeat level, we again we
can
have
join
to
any level,
make
any
the
level.
video of 12th and 15th chapter lesson.
That is not compulsory. If you join again, no need to compulsory listen. You can inform.
Thank you so much, Didi. Your explanation is very good. Though I don't know English, but I can easily understood your what bhav. You tell so much good way that I never miss your session.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
God bless you.
It is because of sadhaks like you all that the speaker is able to talk. So because you all listen with devotion, I am able to speak with devotion. And obviously Param Pujya Swamiji's kripa is there, because of whom we all are able to.
Didi, link is shared, Didi. online.learngeeta.com/user.
Okay. There is a help.learngeeta.com also. So that,
yes, Didi. Both are there, connecting to the same link.
yes. Okay. So help.learngeeta.com also you can do, and both will be same, or you can have the mobile app also, and you can rejoin. And if you face any issue, just contact the tech of your team, tech or GC of your batch. Okay. जी, पूनम शर्मा, प्रणाम दीदी, जय श्री कृष्णा.
जय श्री कृष्णा दीदी. दीदी एक क्वेश्चन था, one question is there. I am going to start from chapter number 2, 27th श्लोका. जातस्य हि ध्रुवो मृत्यु जन्म मृतस्य ध्रुवै जन्म मृतस्य.
मृत्यु ध्रुवै जन्म मृतस्य.
It means after birth there is death, and death के बाद birth sure है. बट यहाँ पे चैप्टर, इस वाले चैप्टर में हो रहा है इन क्वेश्चन नंबर 16, माम उपेक्षे तु कौन्तेय पुनर् जन्म न विद्यते.
अब वो जातस्य, see the difference in the words. जातस्य हि ध्रुवो मृत्यु ध्रुवै जन्म मृतस्य च. That is for a normal person. Mrityu and Janma for the Deha. In the second chapter, this entire part from the 11th shlok that starts till this, whatever before starting the Karma Yoga, the structure of the second chapter is such that that much part is about the Atma. And whatever is Dhruvai Janma Mritasya and all that is being said, it is for the Deha. At that moment, it is for the Deha. But now, by the time we have reached the 8th chapter, it is not for a human being, for a Deha. It is for a yogi. So, what is the difference between a person, Vyakti, and a yogi? There is a lot of difference in the state that they are, isn't it? मतलब जल है और गंगा जल है, दोनों में से what is more pure? Especially you will know. गंगा जल का महत्व अपना अलग है, तो वो योगी है. For them there it is mentioned पुनर्जन्म न विद्यते. अब वो जो साधारण जल है उसके लिए हम चिंता करेंगे क्या कि उससे स्नान करेंगे तो पाप मुक्त हो जाएंगे? नहीं. That ध्रुवै जन्म मृतस्य च is for normal people. At that moment he is talking about the Atma, and then he is saying that the Deha is going to go through this cycle. So your body is going to go through those cycles. You don't have to worry about all that. It is for sure. But Punarjanma here, it is not just physical Punarjanma, it is the awakened state. Now Janma and Mrityu are appearing like Pralay for us, as if everything is going. But for somebody who understands that my Punarjanma is also again me, there are some people who remember their previous births. If they remember, for them that Punarjanma is an illusion. Okay,
There's
that
one more thing there.
Achor?
Why from here? So many people, the population of the world is normally increasing. From where these atmas are coming on the earth.
There is no fixed number, okay? और there is no fixed number. इतनी आत्मा है तो उतने ही रहेंगे, वो इक्वल टू साइन करके नहीं किया है भगवान जी ने. ओके, that is a very this thing, creation and destruction. It is not एक आत्मा गई तो उतनी एक आएगी. वो भगवान है, वो कितना भी बना सकते हैं, ऐसा थोड़ी है. अब हमारे पहले के लोग ज्यादा पुण्यवान थे, so many people got the human birth. Now then you see the population, they predict that it will decrease later, because now everybody doing पाप योनि में पड़े रहेंगे. It is not. See, he is Bhagwan. He is not अपने जैसा नहीं है, जितना बैलेंस आया उतना ही खर्च कर सकते. He is Bhagwan. We cannot put that condition, doesn't apply to him. Okay.
Thank you, Devi. Pranam.
Pranam. Jai Shri Krishna.
Yes, Ramaji.
Yeah, Namaste, Didi.
Namaste.
Actually, what I want to say is, once in the class it was told while interpretation, like we should follow one God, so that same thing will be repeating and it will be easy to attain moksha. But otherwise, in this chapter itself, I think it was told we cannot reach the ultimate immediately, so we can pray to any God which is for that particular issue.
Chapter
So
mentioned that you have to do only one God. I have not read this anywhere in Bhagavad Gita that you have to pray only to one God. Everywhere he says pray to God. Which God also? That also Shri Krishna is not very particular. He says any Bhagavad Tattva you have to pray to. He doesn't even say कि श्री कृष्ण को ही करो, राम जी को ही करो, ऐसा कहीं भी नहीं बोला है. पूरी भगवत गीता में ही कहीं नहीं बोला है. But what he says in the 9th chapter and other places, that in whichever form you pray to me, I will be available to you in that form. तो आप गणपति के रूप में मेरी आराधना करते हो, तो in that form I will bless you. If you are doing आराधना, every God has it is not, we have to go down to the Bhagavad Gita. That is what he did there.
actually, at that time, like I do Parayan of various deities slokas. So
good.
somebody said it is not correct. We should
Who is that someone? I don't know. But who is that someone? I don't know.
I said in the class itself, I asked, like, this is my habit. They said, no, you should follow. You select one God and pray to that God. Let it be any God. Is that
I didn't say, so I don't know.
Not you, somebody. While in the question answer session, when I asked, I am in the list of praying multiple God. So they said, no, you should start praying any God, but one God. So that will be better. So
I don't know where this was said, but I'll just to sum up what you are saying. See, during Navratri, a natural instinct will make us pray to our kul devta, jo bhi kul ki devi hongi. In Ramayana we do prarthana to Ramji. There is nothing wrong in that. All deities are good, but then ultimately there will be a point where you will be driven to one particular God. So उसमें अपनी आस्था रखे. Don't like run around. See, what if you have asked it to somebody in Learngeeta, I'm sure what they must have meant is, some people what they do, अब हम कृष्ण जी की भक्ति कर रहे हैं तो हम बिल्कुल शिव जी के बारे में मतलब जाएंगे ही नहीं टेम्पल. That all we should not do. There shouldn't be any extreme. Okay, you should maintain and respect other other types of devotees also. That you have to maintain. But you want to do puja of all gods, all devis, all devtas, that is also good. There is nothing wrong in it. But ultimately, there will be one God who will be very, very dear to you. Just to follow that also. Okay.
Okay, Didi.
So
Thank you so
sometimes
much.
it happens you are doing a jap of Shri Krishna ji and then कभी कभी लगता है राम 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 करो, कर लो, उसमें क्या है, अच्छा ही है.
Okay. Thank you, Didi.
जी प्रणाम जी. श्री विद्या जी, जय श्री कृष्ण.
Didi, I have two questions. One is the calculation part of the Brahmaloka, the day and night, how it happens. And the second one is nowadays the generation, they don't believe after the death. Where is the birth? So, how should I justify for the younger generation, Didi? These two questions.
They did a calculation of that Brahmadi. It's such a long calculation. I will have to repeat half of the Vivechan. But so you please check on YouTube. In short, I will just tell you that 1 year we have 1 year into 4,32,000 is the Kali Yuga. Double that, okay, 4 lakh into 2 is Dwapar Yuga. Dwapar Yuga, that 8 lakh something into 2 will give you Treta Yuga. Whatever that 17 lakh something into 2 will give you Satyuga. Now together all these 43 some lakh years, our human years, our years on this earth, okay, together they will form one Yuga. Okay, only one Yuga. That is one Chaturyugi it is called. And in layman terms it is called as Yuga or one Chaturyuga. Now that Chaturyuga into 1,000. Okay, all those 43 lakh years into 1,000, that is 1 day of Brahmaji. And that equal night will be there. So all this 1,000 into Chaturyug, such 1,000 Chaturyugis will be 1 night. So this is 1 day and 1 night of Brahmaji. 1,000 such, 100. Then their 1 year will happen. Unka 1 saal ho jayega. Into 100. That will be 1 life of Brahmaji. That is the big Kalgand. And regarding about people who don't believe in this birth and death, it's okay. When their time will come, they will start believing. They don't want to believe in anything and they take pride in not believing in anything. Our job is not to make them believe in anything. Gradually, what happens with people who are non-believers? What happens with them, Didi? Gradually, when they become a little older, naturally the worries of the world will drive them towards God. When they are driven to the God, there will be a time they will start believing in everything. So we should not worry much about making them believe something. But they should believe in good karma, in in doing good deeds. Naturally, a person who is good in everything, they will start, they will start actually on this good path ultimately. We should not get very worried if your children or others are not really, because they are also influenced by other philosophies. And what is happening, it is the human ego that they feel that we know science so much, utna hi hai. They think they don't know the might of our scriptures, this Kalganda that we are discussing. It is very, very scientific. People might say this cannot happen, but see, our day is not equivalent to a day on other planets, on other lokas. This entire universe is very big. We don't even know what kind of other worlds exist in this universe. They all will believe that, but the problem is with a knowledge of science, there is a lot of ego that has developed, and especially science students and all, they find it difficult to ultimately think that some other scripture, an age-old scripture, knows more than the science itself. अज्ञान का वो कोई इलाज नहीं है. There will be a time when they will realize and come to it. But we as parents should also try that their non-belief should not become very strict Lakshman Rekha between us. ठीक है, आप नहीं करते हो, जितना करते हैं उसमें उनको आगे बढ़ने दीजिए. Teach them to chant. It's okay if they don't want to believe in birth. ठीक है, at least do whatever chanting ये सब करते रहेंगे. Keep them Sanatanis. That is more important.
Thank you.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Yes, Didi. No more questions. On behalf of everyone, I thank you deeply, Didi. Thank you so much for your time, patience, the beautiful explanation. And also, I would like to thank our team, technical team, who works behind the scenes all the time, without which this session would not be possible. May Sanatan Dharma always thrive. Offering all that we have learned today at the lotus feet of the Lord, I call upon Manisha Panaskarji to lead us into prayer. Bhaiya is a business person from Pune and has been with Didi has been a business person from Pune and has been with our Pariwar since April 2022 and gives seva as a trainer. Jai Shri Krishna, Didi.
Jai Shri Krishna. Yogesham Satchidanandam Vasudevam Vrajapriyam Dharma Samsthapakam Veeram Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Shri Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Jai Shri Krishna.
Thank you so much, Didi. Thank you, Shraddha Didi, for your time, and we would love to see you in the next session once again. Now we shall meet next time, hoping to see Shraddha Didi again. But before we wind up, let's give finishing touches to the knowledge and enlightenment that we gained from Didi today by reciting Hanuman Chalisa. Jai Shri Krishna to everyone.
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुधारि बरन रघुबर बिमल जसु जो दायक फलचारि बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेश विकार जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा गानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र ध्वजा विराजय कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजय शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगबंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबेको आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबेको रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सिहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर सहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुवीर हर्षि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरत ही सम भाई सहस वदन तुम रोज सगावै अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावै सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिगपाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सके कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीव ही कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीना तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र जोजन पर भानु लील्यो ताहि मधुर पल जानु प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाहि दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुमरे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज समारो आपै तीनों लोक हाकते कापै भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवै महावीर जब नाम सुनावै नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावै मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावै सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा जिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावै सोई अमित जीवन फल पावै चारों जुग प्रताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नो निधि के दाता असबर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावै जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावै अंत काल रघुवर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई संकट कटई मिटई सब पीरा जो सुमिरई हनुमत बल बीरा जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई जो यह पढ़ हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरी सा तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा पवन तनय संकट हरन मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुर भूप सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय.
Devi, thank you so much for your beautiful presence during the session. And thank you, Pooja Didi and Bhaiya also. There is one more hand raised. If you can start the video, Shri Sat Priyanka ji.
Yes, Didi, sure. Shirsat ji, would you like to ask a question? Please accept the request to unmute.
Yeah.
Didi, I have sent the request to her.
We have to start the video so that once for a moment we can just spotlight and then you can turn off the video again, no problem.
Didi, she is not starting the video.
Maybe she is actually.
Priyanka ji, I sent you the request. Kindly unmute yourself.
It's okay, maybe by accident.
Shall we end,
No,
Didi?
she raised hands earlier as well, but lowered it, so I did not.
Yeah, I am unmuting her, but she is not able to unmute, I think.
That's okay, I think we can take it.
Priyanka Ji?
Okay, Didi.
Okay, Didi. She is not responding to her.
Thank you so much, Pooja Didi, Sunil Bhaiya, and Naisha Ji.
Thank you, Didi. It's my pleasure.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna to everyone. Jai Shri Krishna, Didi.